Welcome back to Instables again after yesterday's Fed rate hike. After yesterday mentioning a possible bounce exactly on our 0.618 fib, that's exactly what happened here. We bounced not only from our prior balance low, but also bounced exactly here on our fib that we have been tracking here at 0.618. Again, here exactly at 404, having a very nice bounce here, now sitting on a hammer candle. What exactly has to happen for us to continue on with this bullish momentum above our prior balance, if we will possibly continue on with that bullish momentum? And what exactly will give us confirmation to show us that we will possibly continue to the downside and drop below this prior balance leading into the next week? That would be the question in my opinion. And the reason why, again, here as we sit on our weekly chart exactly here on our 10-day moving average, looking to see if we will possibly get a wick to the downside to show that we are more so consolidating for any possible continuation going into next week. But again, this will very much predicate on exactly if we continue to respect our 10-day moving average leading into next week on our weekly chart. I'm going to go over exactly what has to happen for us to continue on bullish, and if we continue on bearish, what will give us confirmation that we will continue to shift into bearish momentum. Hit the like button if you enjoy, it really does help the channel. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if you are a day trader, if you are looking for pre-market news, major movers that we mention every single day in the Instables, and again, sometimes the market can be pretty choppy, looking for major movers throughout the day. This is what we mentioned in the Instables room. Any data, any major movers, any pre-market news that you want to be watching, go to instables.com in the description below, and for only $15 a month, you will never miss a breakout alert today. Again, let's jump into this one. So jumping into the SPY again, overall here on the SPY, we have been sitting within a symmetric triangle that we have been looking to see if we can continue to the upside with. Again, here sitting on exactly our symmetric triangle, now showing us that we are very much dropping back into our symmetric triangle, showing us that we could possibly consolidate within our symmetric triangle for either a possible break to the upside and a continuation, as we have been having our EMA lines crossing above the median of our MACD here, looking to see if we can continue, but again, still looking for that increase in buy pressure here on the weekly chart if we will continue on with that swing momentum. But as we have been looking for that possible continuation, now that we drop back into our symmetric triangle, looking to see if we will possibly hold, in my opinion, going into tomorrow, if we can continue to hold 404, if we can bounce back above 410, going into the next week, then we will keep on watch for any bullish momentum from there. So again, 410 will be that watch if we are going to possibly look for any bullish case scenario here on the weekly chart. So again, keeping that in mind, this is our 0.786 fib, and then to the downside here at 404, although in my opinion, as we have our EMA lines crossing higher here, as we sit on a bounce on the day, in my opinion, very much cautious playing to the downside as we are still above our 10 weekly moving average, very much testing a very strong point here, in my opinion, very much could retest our 10-day moving average here. And again, in my opinion, very much looking for that possible bounce back above our 10-day moving average if we will possibly continue on with any possible bullish case scenario, which in my opinion would be jumping back above our symmetric triangle here. So again, that's what we're watching out for. Currently closing this candle still here on the weekly chart, looking to see if we will possibly close this candle above our symmetric triangle with any major wick to the downside, could be that possible continuation. But again, this is only if we continue on above our 410 level for that possible continuation going into next week. Again, as we sit on our 10 weekly moving average, looking for that possible bounce, that's what we would be looking for. As far as to the downside, in my opinion, very risky to play to the downside as we sit on a hammer candle at very key support. And again, at our prior balance low here, in my opinion, we are a little more bullish than bearish leading into tomorrow, although in my opinion, very much looking for which exact candle we will close with going into tomorrow. There will be no surprise if we do get a retest on our 10-day moving average as we curl lower here. So what I would be looking for going into tomorrow is to see if we do get a bounce, possibly jumping into our prior gap downs here. But in my opinion, not as much room to run to the upside. We very much do want to see if we can possibly bounce back above our 10-day moving average, crossing back above our 21 for that possible bullish case scenario above our prior balance. Again, that is our bullish case scenario. This is exactly what has to happen. So again, we are not late to any major rally from here. We are not late to any major sell-off from here, in my opinion. Very much setting up for what exactly next week CPI will come out as again, we do sit within our prior balance low here, on our prior balance low here, looking to see if we can possibly retest our midpoint. So what I would be looking for here is to see if we will possibly get a bounce leading into tomorrow, if we possibly get an inside bar going into tomorrow with the possible bounce, in my opinion, leading into next week's CPI. Again, very cautious to the downside, in my opinion, as we did not close our candle here below our prior balance low here. Very much looking to see if we will continue on with this wick to the downside, continue on with this bounce as well, since we are not dropping below our prior balance low. So what I would be looking for from here is to see if we continue to hold our 0.618 fib, if we can continue to hold it, if we possibly open and close with an inside bar going into tomorrow, then we can assume a possible bounce and retesting our 10-day moving average. That will be that intraday momentum, in my opinion, if we are possibly looking for a retest on our 10-day moving average. Again, leading into next week's CPI, very much will be that anticipation, and that anticipation very much could be that bounce back to our midpoint here within our prior balance low. So again, we had our rejection candle exactly here on our midpoint, again, closing with the rejection candle just below it, and then looking for that possible continuation on lower to retest our 0.618 fib, mentioning that possible gap down below our 407 level. And that's exactly what happened here. Again, gapping down exactly here below our 407 level. And so now we are looking for that possible bounce for that retest on our 10-day to see if we get confirmation to the downside on the weekly chart, or to see if we do get confirmation to the upside, bouncing back above our 10-day moving average leading into next week. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader, if you're looking for pre-market news before market open, the market seems pretty discouraging, very choppy sometimes, looking for major movers throughout the day. We mentioned any mover that is worth looking at throughout the day, any pre-market news on these major movers in the Instabulls room. Again, yesterday we had, for example, a 29% breakout with a stock that was up 0% on major news. We get them as early as you will possibly get them. Go to instabulls.com in the description below, and for only $15 a month, you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And all of you Instabulls, continue to take what the market gives us. Again, making sure that we were cautious today, and very rightfully so, as we did again have that major pullback yesterday, and then leading into today gapping down. Again, a very cautious day, although in my opinion, very much looking to see how the next candle will close, if we get a possible retest, or if we will possibly continue on with any bearish case scenario. Again, next week's CPI will predicate exactly what happens, in my opinion. As Jerome Powell mentioned, inflation data will show us what we may be leading into for our next Fed rate hike. We'll see exactly what happens. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.